Welcome to all of you for the geometry session. Now we'll start with the geometry here. If you look at the importance of the geometry in the CAT, so every year there used to be around 8 to 10 questions based on the geometry. Okay. Most of these questions were in fact based on the basic fundamental theorem. They were not based on the very complex theorems here. So in the next 2 hours we'll try to cover in fact all the entire things which are important for the CAT point of view here. The different things in the geometry are properties of the parallel lines, then the triangles and their properties, circles and quadrilaterals, and the mensuration. And the maximum number of the question which has been asked in the CAT that were based on the mixture of circles, quadrilaterals and triangles. So these two are the most important thing here. We'll start with one by one. So let's start with the properties of the parallel lines. For example, if I say, let's say these are two parallel lines and there is a transversal. Okay. This line is known as transversal. Let's say this is line L1 and this is line L2. If I say this is angle 1, so this is also angle 1, or let's say this is angle A, so this is also angle A, and these two are known as the vertically opposite angles. Similarly, if I say this is angle B, so this is also angle B and these two are also vertically opposite angles. Similarly, this angle and this angle, these two angles are always equal. This is A. If this is B, then this is also B, and this is A and this is B. So these four angles are known as the interior angles. Okay. And these two angles are known as the alternate interior angles, and these two alternate interior angles are always equal. Okay. So these are the certain rules for the parallel lines. Now if there are more than two lines, let's say this is one of the line, this is another line and this is another line. And if I draw two transversal, let's say the points are A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay. If there are three or more parallel lines are there, and if I draw two transversals, so in this case the AC by CE is equal to BD by DF. Okay. The ratio of these sides are always equal. Similarly, we can also say that AC by AE is equal to BD by BF. Okay. And this particular property of the parallel line is known as the basic proportionality theorem here. So this is basically known as the basic proportionality theorem. And in few of the books it is also known as the Thales theorem. And we will see its application in case of triangles also. So now come to the main point, that is the triangles. The first thing in the triangles is regarding the classification, how you can classify the triangles. So the triangles can be classified, the first thing which is based on sides, and based on sides there are three types of triangles. The first one we can say that is the scalene triangle, in which all the sides are different. We can say, let's say if this is A, this is B and this is C, all the three sides are of different length. Now the next thing is nothing but that is the isosceles triangle, in which two sides are equal and the angle opposite to these two sides are also equal. For example, if this is A and this is B, and these two angles are always equal. And the last thing, that is equilateral triangle. in which all the sides are equal. Now the other important property is, since we are discussing on the based on the sides here, the most important property of the triangle is that the sum of two sides of a triangle is always greater than three sides. Okay. So we can definitely say here that the value of A plus B is always greater than C, B plus C is always greater than A, and C plus A is always greater than B. So sum of two sides is greater than the third side. At the same time, the difference of two sides is also lesser than the third side. So we can also say that the mod of A minus B is less than C, and the mod of B minus C is less than A, and the mod of C minus A is less than B. So again, these are a very important property of the triangles. For example, if I take a certain questions here in which we can apply this property. Let's say there is a triangle and if I draw the two altitudes in, let's say this is the length of the first altitude is 6 centimeter and the length of the second altitude is the, let's say 10 centimeter, and this is the third altitude. So let's say X. Now I need to find out here what is the maximum value of X. Maximum value of X where X is an integer. Okay, where X is an integer. So here we can apply this property. With the help of this particular property, we can easily find out the value of X. Just see how we can find out this value. Now let's say if I say this side is A, this side is B, and this side is C. So one of the important thing here, we know that the area of the triangle is nothing but that is half base into height. So we can definitely say here that the area of this triangle is equal to half base into height. So I can say here that is equal to half into 6A, which is also equal to half, if I take this as a base and this as a height, that is also equal to half into 10B, which is also equal to half of X into C. So half of XC, or from here we can say that is 6A is equal to 10B, which is equal to XC. Now we know that the sum of the two sides is always greater than the third side. So apply the basic properties that we can say that A plus B is always greater than C. Okay. Now write down here A in terms of C. We know that the 6A is equal to XC, so the value of A is nothing but that will be comes out to be XC by 6. Similarly, write down B in terms of C. We can also write down since 10B equal to XC, so we can write down here that is also equal to XC by 10, which is greater than C. So from here you get the value of X, which will be comes out to be 1 by 6 plus 1 by 10, which is greater than 1. Okay. Or from here we can say that the value of X is nothing but that will be comes out to be greater than 60 by 16. Okay, or if you further simplify, that will be comes out to be in fact 5 by 4, which is approximately equal to 60 by 16, 15 by 4. Similarly, apply the other property that the difference of two sides is smaller than the third side. So if the difference of the two sides is smaller than the third side, straight away I will take the value that, okay, A minus B is less than C. So from here we know the value of A, which is again XC by 6 minus XC by 10, which is less than C. Or from here we can say that is the X into 1 by 6 minus 1 by 10 is less than C. Or we can say that the X is nothing but that is less than 60 by 4, or we can say that is 15. So by using these two equations, we can find out the range of x, which is that the value of x is lying between 15/4 to 15. So from here we can say definitely that since x is an integer, so the maximum value of x is 14 and the minimum value of